Live from New York, it's the show that's on at 10 a.m. and is also celebrating both events.
Yes.
One of the greatest NBA games of all time and the start of the largest and possibly the greatest World Cup that the Earth has ever seen starts today.
Last night could have just been day one of the best month and a half of sports in human history.
Human history.
Human history.
You'd have to go pre-humans.
Right.
To have dinosaurs playing sports.
They could have been.
Also, of course,
we're missing our...
We have some hijinks, and Nick was like, where's Brew? Is Brew getting makeup on?
Oh no!
I haven't even seen it yet. I haven't even seen what's happening.
Wilds, help him!
Oh, no!
Help him!
The box.
Lay box?
We're in a bad spot.
Brew.
Le Bois.
What?
It was a
rough night for Le Bois. Started well. Started as a good night.
Started great. He's got a crutch.
I did salvage Le Bois.
Thank goodness.
Oh my. Sadly, San Antonio.
It's upside down again.
We are indeed at death's door. Absolutely. Start the show.
Okay.
Yeah, KW.
First hour, first things first. Happy World Cup Day. Happy all-time great comeback, OG Day. OG wins it. History made at Madison Square Garden. Adam Sandler and Taylor Swift just loved it. Meanwhile, World Cup kickoff. Who wins? Who disappoints? And who should we keep an eye on? With our new World Cup expert, Dax McCarty. He'll be here throughout the World Cup. He's got a very interesting take on Ronaldo, who had a friendly last night. Didn't do well. And finally,
he also was trying to get in on this Knicks conversation.
Ronaldo?
No, Dax.
Oh, yeah, Dax wants to talk.
Everybody wants to talk.
Yeah, but I'm sure
Dax
Ronaldo would be like, don't talk about me missing goals. Okay, and finally, the most inspirational segment in all of sports. And Lord knows a lot of people on your squads need some inspiration right now.
Yes.
It's the Bud List.
Oh, yeah.
Alongside the aforementioned Nick Wright, I'm Kevin Wilds. Brew, I saw the return of injured Brew.
Yeah.
How are you? Do you have that out of your system? Is it going to be coach analysis? Is it going to be disappointment?
And a little
anger.
Scolded. A little dressing down.
I love it.
I love it.
That's right.
Most of those Spurs players are younger than your kids.
Absolutely.
And they need a good talking to.
Texas Tech got a good talking to earlier.
They did.
All right. We're starting in New York. OG Anunoby is unguarded on the inbounds, crashes the basket for a tip that would seal the largest comeback in NBA history, or, glass half empty, the biggest collapse in NBA history. Here's Spurs coach Mitch Johnson. Take a listen. And Wemby.
To put as much good work into that first half as we did and get the lead that we had and not finish the job is disappointing to say the least.
Can't really explain it right now. I don't know. I think it's just, execution, greediness of some sort. We clearly weren't the most hungry in the second half.
Brew,
clearly.
What happened to your Spurs?
Well, first of all, before I get to them, I do have to shout out the Knicks.
Yeah.
Like, that was a phenomenal comeback. And so I just got to give them props. It was a great display of heart, fortitude, and skills. And on the opposite end, it was the exact opposite display that they put forward. Look, they clearly relaxed and thought it was over. And as I say with games like this, it can swing the other way and you can't stop it. All right, so there was some of that. But what happened, I think, in the third quarter, and this is the same thing that happened to the Celtics when they blew two 20-point leads against the Knicks last year. The Knicks have now it's 5. They've come back from 5 20 or more point deficits in the last 2 postseasons.
Yes.
So the Spurs, you got to know that. You got to know this team will never quit. And what they did, Nick, they're up 27 at half, and they keep shooting threes. Now, I know that you want to stay aggressive. You can't just, try to milk the clock and all that stuff. But you have to find that balance between staying aggressive but also being smart and killing some of that clock. And first of all, they kept shooting threes. And I get it, the threes got them the lead because they hit 14 in the first half, almost shot, I think, it was
a record.
14 in the first half.
14 of 20.
Yeah,
60%.
so they were on fire.
So
I get that,
26.
but they continue to do that.
Yep.
And they were up, I believe it was, they were up
25 and missed 5 straight threes.
Yeah, right. That's what I was going to say. They're up 25 with like 8:46 left in the third quarter, missed 5 straight threes.
Yep.
And then next thing you know, the lead is down to 16. And in game 1, the Knicks had cut a 14-point lead and won that game. So I'm like, okay, this is now absolutely. And so they kept shooting the threes, number 1. So I think that just allows teams to get back in the game if you go cold. And then at the end, their best player, obviously Wemby, and their veteran leader, De'Aaron Fox, blew it. Wemby choked. All right, he hit 1 of 4 free throws in the fourth quarter.
Correct.
Wemby is a great free throw shooter. Not good, great. He's an 85% free throw shooter in these playoffs, 82% for his career.
Yeah.
So for him to miss 3 of 4, there's no other way to say it. That's choking. And then he obviously missed the back-to-back ones when they were up 1.
Yeah.
Could have went up 3 with like a minute and a half left roughly.
Correct.
De'Aaron Fox, the clutch player of the inaugural Clutch Player of the Year award a few years ago, and deservedly so.
Well, I don't know.
Obviously, 3 killer plays down the stretch that he made, mistakes. And I think we have video of them. One, obviously going for the layup where OG blocked it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we're going to see it but anyway, okay, so here it is. He obviously should have just dribbled out, or he wouldn't have been able to dribble out the clock before they fouled him. But maybe you can get 4 more seconds off. Because here's the thing, even if you hit that layup, you're still up 3, and they got 10 seconds left, and they can obviously get a good shot off in that time. If you can dribble it down to maybe 4 or 5 seconds, they foul you, you hit 1 or 2 free throws.
Game should be over at this point.
Yeah, not quite over, but
too much time.
Yeah,
he couldn't
but
have
you
dribbled
could
out
have
the
made
clock.
it
Close to the
tougher.
corner, you maybe could have.
No, but there's 12 seconds.
He couldn't, they would have got him probably with 4, 5, 6, 5 seconds
And the
left
Knicks
with
had a timeout. It wouldn't have been over, but if you're going to take that layup, you have to make it. You
again, even if you make it, it's not like you've sealed the game.
Correct.
So that was the first thing.
Yeah.
The second one was his foul, kind of his take foul on Jose Alvarado. A lot of people thought Alvarado had gone over and back. Now, he didn't, but they had him trapped. It was 2 of them on him plus the half-court line.
Yeah.
So they had him trapped. Why foul him right there? That allows the Knicks to reset with 5.5 seconds left, and we know what happened at the end. But here's what happened at the end.
Yeah.
Fox misses the box out. Everybody's wondering, how did OG get in? Look, Fox's guy was OG. He runs and doubles Brunson, even though you got the Defensive Player of the Year on him, and then did not hustle back. Wemby, who wasn't sprinting to the rim, still came from further out and got closer to the basket than Fox. Fox was lollygagging. You look at everybody else, the young guys, Vassell, Harper, and Castle, they all boxed out. The only one that didn't is Fox.
He's watching.
And that's your veteran clutch guy.
It's what happened to Josh Hart on the play that Castle ended up getting the free throws. Josh Hart missed the layup and then also missed a box out.
Right.
When the Spurs took the lead.
And those little things, I've said it all series, these are two evenly matched teams. Those little things make the difference.
So listen, and the only person you didn't mention that has some, and maybe KW will get into this somewhat, some ownership of this, real ownership's the coach.
Oh, is there a game going on?
Who looked catatonic.
You think?
And just froze.
No question.
He just froze. But the Spurs collapsed in a way I've never seen a team collapse. Not just because 29-point finals lead, but it wasn't. The Knicks only had one huge run. From down 29 to down 16, they went on a 13-0 run. But the Spurs gathered themselves, steadied themselves, went into the fourth quarter up 15, and then 3 minutes into the fourth quarter, we're up 20.
Yep.
And then once they were up 20, it was these miniature runs. It was 8-0, and then a couple Spurs free throws. But now all of a sudden it's 14. Then it was 5-0, and a couple Spurs free throws. Okay, well now all of a sudden it's 11. Then it was 7-0, and it's like, oh my God, it's a 4-point game. And that, by the way, was when Mitch Johnson finally called timeout. You handled the Fox part, and I want to focus on the former best player in the league.
Yeah, that's a whole
because the best player in the league title is vacant.
Yeah, it can be vacant.
That cannot happen. He couldn't get a bucket or a stop, and 1,000% ran out of gas.
Well, that's another Mitch Johnson thing, too.
Well, that's the other thing. How he plays
so
44 minutes when you're up the whole way. Little free advice. I don't know when the next Wemby feature is coming. I'm sure it's already in progress. But the next thing I would like to hear when, how he and Carter Bryant spend their time. Mm-hmm. Carter Bryant, next offseason, when Wemby's like, hey, let's go to the world's quietest room, be like, weight room first. Weight room, then a little world's quietest room.
Interesting.
Little cardio on the treadmill, little get the endurance up, then sketching in the park. Some of that. Because it wasn't just that he disappeared. It's that Victor Wembanyama, and this is the dance he has been having all year long with is it precociousness or is it smug arrogance? Is it, this is what I've always worked for and I'm right there, or is it entitlement? He's been straddling that line.
Entitlement.
Well,
why in the world would he be entitled? He hadn't won a thing.
I agree.
Usually you win something.
I agree with you. But this sequence and having the game then go the way it did is worse than the end of game 2 sequence for me. Him's talking that trash to Mitch. Mitch finally being sick of it and saying, okay, take one of these. And Wemby then doing the I'm in your head, clap, clap, clap.
So when this was happening, I loved this.
Well, yeah. I think everybody loved it.
At the time,
everybody loved it. What you don't love is this full screen. If you're going to do that, you can't follow it up with this. From that moment forward, he's 4 of 18. As Brew mentioned, we talk a ton about free throws, how important they are, and obviously free throws are very important. I can't remember the last time a finals game was decided by a superstar's missed free throws. The last finals game that I vividly remember where free throws played a huge role was the Ray Allen game. Manu missed one, Kawhi missed one.
Yeah.
That was 13 years ago. And, Kawhi was in year 2. Manu is a great player, but not. It's not, I can't call it unprecedented. No. But it was stunning. It was absolutely stunning for a great free throw shooter.
Can I stay on that? This is based on, you just ran his last free throw. His form on that second free throw
did not look like his form.
It reminded me of when he took the last shot in game 2. Like, you don't think this is going in. You are trying to will the ball in. Yeah. That's just what he has. He has an element to what you were saying of not false confidence, but he's not as, I guess it is false confidence. He wants to put up a confident face and front, but he is not confident like Jalen Brunson is confident.
No.
He's not confident like OG is confident. He's nervous up there.
No, he's fine. This is what the finals does to young students. It did it to LeBron James. It did it to Magic Johnson. This is what it does. I mean, he's going to be fine going forward. He doesn't lack confidence, but in that moment, he choked.
So I don't think I totally agree that this is not a statement on who he is or who he's going to be moving forward. I also think that it is.
This one drove me crazy. Let me miss another one back to back.
It is multiple very interesting, I think, moments of him playing his worst at the most critical spots, which is not what we had come to expect from him. It's not what we saw from him in the conference finals. And the other thing that I do want to say that I think, and this is not, I've talked a lot about the Wemby flagrants, and he finally got an unlucky flagrant. Mm-hmm. The flagrant he got called for is a flagrant,
right,
but it was unlucky, I believe. When he patted Towns on the back afterwards, I thought it was sincere. He knew he caught him, but he didn't mean to.
Right.
But this was oddly, and maybe it's just coincidental, the turning point. They have their biggest lead of the game in this moment. Dust, if we show it from that moment forward, what the Spurs did, they had 81 points 26 and a half minutes into the game. They scored 25 the next 20 and a half minutes. I guess I did the math wrong there, but you guys followed.
I do think it was coincidental. Now, if he had done it purposely and it had been a big, then I think, okay, it would have pointed back to something. But I think it was just an accidental.
Well, let's move on to the Knicks side. The Knicks were down 29 points, 27 at half. Then Wu-Tang took the floor. The Spurs kept taking threes, and New York mounted the single best comeback ever. Here's Karl Anthony Towns. Take a listen.
Man, shout out to our fans, man. They stuck with us. It was an ugly, ugly game. We didn't bring it in the first half. But they stuck with us. They stayed in them seats, and they kept cheering for us, and they kept finding ways to give us energy. And, this is a testament to them. The grit, the resiliency, the way of New York.
All right, we talked about this earlier. Record went down 20 in the last two postseasons. You're not supposed to win. The rest of the NBA is 4-71. The Knicks are now 5-3.
And this playoffs, they have two 20-point fourth quarter comebacks.
Yeah,
nuts.
That's ridiculous.
When did you believe the Knicks could win?
This is no lie. You guys know I had some guys over to watch the game.
Yeah, because we weren't there and weren't invited. Yes. You don't get
Most of them were Knicks fans. And as the Spurs are blowing them out in the first half, they're despondent. They think this thing is about over. And I kept saying, I was like, no lead is safe in today's NBA. And I felt that. Like, I did not feel comfortable. And I said maybe 26, 27 points, but generally no lead is safe. And as they began, like in the third quarter, they got it down to 19 and then 16. And I said, look, they came back from a 14-point third quarter deficit in game one.
Yeah.
This is now 5 points difference, 19. Then it was 16. And now it's 15 going into the fourth. So I really felt, okay, like all night long, I did not feel comfortable. And so the Knicks, look, we talked a little bit about the Spurs collapse. But Mike Brown, and I hope you do get into Mitch Johnson a little more, but Mike Brown going to Jose Alvarado to play alongside Jalen Brunson. As you said, Nick, earlier, like they had never played together all season.
All playoffs.
I don't know if it was I think it might have been all season, but definitely all playoffs.
While he talks about Alvarado, dust your shoulders off. Like
I've been on Alvarado.
I mean, you are the Alvarado guy.
Yo, he was
fantastic.
The Alvarado guy.
8 points in the fourth quarter, 3 assists, and Mike Brown did it because they're getting the ball out of Brunson's hands. So now we got another playmaker on the floor. And so when you get it, if you get it out of Brunson's hands, Alvarado can make smart decisions versus a Josh Hart, a Mikal Bridges, who are smart players, but they're not ball handling point guards.
Also not scared. Not scared of the moment.
No, he loves the moment, obviously. And so I
shout
think
out the front
he was
office.
huge.
They got him for 2 second-round picks at the deadline to be like a fifth guard because Deuce McBride has been good for them in the playoffs. And even Tibbs, who hated bench players, trusted Deuce. Deuce didn't have it last night. And so you would have had to stick with him if he wasn't there.
Leon Rose and Worldwide
have
West
done an
have hit
amazing
all
job.
the right buttons.
Before I go, do you want to go, KW?
Yes, just briefly. If you're on the internet, you will see a funny trope, usually, of two intense coaches, two TOO, where a lot of times my guy Hurley at UConn will be the victim of this, where he'll call a timeout and berate the Huskies. And then it will zoom out and it'll say like UConn 75, Creighton 40. But there's no off switch to the intensity. Right. That's the point of it. When you said you were nervous and didn't feel comfy the whole game, the Spurs and Mitch Johnson did not share that attitude. So I will tell you when 109 left in the third quarter. De'Aaron Fox, I don't mean to pick on De'Aaron Fox, is taking the ball up, and he casually just throws the ball across the court for no reason, and Mitch Johnson is in the top right. That is your opportunity to call a timeout and rip everybody. Just rip everybody to shreds. The game is slipping away. Yep. Oddly, you feel it at home, but you did the intensity and nervousness that you had, and I had for two reasons. One, because I was watching the game. Two, because you didn't invite Nick or I to the party, was not shared by Mitch Johnson. He's got 3 timeouts. The lead has gone down now to 18. I thought his performance was maddening, Nick.
So, I think he had 4 timeouts, actually.
We had 4.
I think he had 4, but because he used
1, 2, 3, 4. Correct.
Yeah, he used 4 in the fourth. But he also, there was big gaps of time where it felt like he could have used them. And it's funny because Pop was famous for sometimes calling a timeout 1 play into a quarter.
Just for fun.
Just be mad.
Chat.
You all get out the whole
5-minute
thing.
hockey style.
So I obviously believe you, Brew, on how you were feeling. I also think you, like most of America, thought when the Mitch Robinson-Wemby play happened that, the Knicks let the ref narrative get to them, plus the Cat early foul trouble, and that they were just unraveling.
Totally.
I thought that this is
what Wemby was doing. That he was correct. They are in his head. He is responding fine. The Cat was. You saw a lot of the bad body language Cat creeping in, where he's like, woe is me. All of that. They somehow stymied the Tide at least enough to stay connected, and then the Spurs went cold. So I never thought it was 0%, but I'm going to answer a slightly different question. I'm going to tell you the exact moment that I fully believed the Knicks were going to win. Not when they could win.
Yeah. This
play by Cat on Wemby, which cut it to single digits for the first time since the first quarter, 99-90, that's when I said the Knicks are going to win this game.
Because it was a Wemby?
Because all of it. Moment? Because I'm like, okay, they're down. Now they're down 9. They feel fine.
Yep.
There was 6 minutes left. I was like, that's plenty of time. Wemby, to me, it also signified, man, he
just got pushed
out
from the
of gas.
3-point line.
Right,
to the
like he
paint.
is, and he didn't jump, and Cat was, feeling, at least Cat had just made the 3. Cat got lucky. He didn't get called. Cat kicked his leg out foolishly on that 3 he made. They didn't call it. Oh, I had the score. So it's 97-88. But it did. This cut it to single digits. In that moment, I said the Knicks are going to win this game. And now they almost didn't. They almost, they did. Josh Hart made the mistake. They fouled Castle. But they are. And then when you add, and I think one of the reasons I felt that way, Dust, if you throw up the clutch points graphic, and we haven't mentioned his name, but Jalen Brunson scored 5 straight points in the final 2 minutes. A 3 and then not a layup, but a
the 3 was huge, too. I had that video.
The 104, 103. Look at this graphic. He's add SGA plus Jokic. The last 4 playoffs, you're at 155. Jalen Brunson is at 154.
This is why I didn't like the usage narrative that we were kicking around. I like him.
Well, certainly
this
in the
is clutch.
Yeah, this is
not
at the end
game.
of games.
Yeah,
because people did feel like throughout that game, early on when they were getting blown away, like Brunson's got to move the ball, and moving the ball kind of got him back.
Yeah, and OG obviously, like the OG play will live on forever. But it's just, as soon as they got it to single digits in the fourth, I'm like, man, the Spurs are shook, the Knicks are not. The crowd was unbelievable.
Yeah,
I thought they were going to win.
Shout out to Taylor Swift. So awkward, though.
Why?
She goes back to Travis like, that was the best game I've ever been at.
Gotta make it to the Super Bowl.
All right, so coming up, has the finals changed how you view Wemby? And World Cup kicks off this afternoon. Team USA, who we're looking at today, kicks off tomorrow night. More World Cup coverage throughout the tournament and more. First things first, we're now at 10 o'clock right here on FS1 and Fox Sports Channel on SiriusXM. World Cup kicks off today in 4 hours, 29 minutes, and 22 seconds. Mexico, South Africa, live from Estadio Azteca, the site of this year's opening World Cup game. And it was the opening matches and finals in 1970 and 1986.
Mexico, prior to the last World Cup, made 7 straight knockout rounds and lost their first knockout round game 7 straight years. Last year, they didn't even make it there. This year, it would be stunning if they don't make the knockout stage, and it would be even more stunning if they don't win today. 2-0 Mexico.
2-0.
Official prediction.
Me too.
You don't.
I'm gonna stick with you, and then at
You
one
know
point,
what? I like that one too.
Okay, we're there.
2-0 Mexico.
2-0. Wemby came into this series hailed, at least on this show, as the best player in the league by some. He just watched, sometimes literally, his team blow the largest lead in finals history. He ends the night with 24 points, but has a dreadful second half. Here he was post-game.
What's going through my mind right now, I think he's going to go one of 2 ways. One of 2 ways. And a bad one and a good one. And I know the bad one would be giving up. The good one would be getting stronger through this, getting more together. And I know this is what we're going to do.
Those are great answers.
That's the right thing to say.
Did the finals change how you view Wemby?
I think it will for some. Maybe one person sitting across the table.
I think hold on, real quick before. Do you think I've been fair? Maybe critical, but do you think if you don't think I've been fair,
No,
that's fine. Like I haven't torched him. Now we'll see. Wait about 3 minutes. But up to this point, I think I've been measured that it's not an indictment on what his whole career is going to be.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
And I'm gonna go to his image first, because this is an overstatement, but I feel like heading into these finals, again, this is an overstatement, but I feel it was almost he was universally beloved.
Yeah.
Right? And now I think there's gonna be more polarization about him because of not just the finals, the Nasri elbow, the thing he got away with against Brunson, the trash talking to Mitchell Robinsons, which backfired on. Like, I just think now going forward, he will be more polarized. There will be people that really don't like him, hate him, and people that love him.
Even more.
Yeah,
I like him.
I didn't feel like it was. I didn't feel like again. I felt like going into these finals. I feel like Nick, and maybe I'm wrong. I feel like Michael Jordan was essentially universally beloved outside of Detroit and Knicks fans, and things
Knicks,
like
Pacers
that. Like,
fans, people
he
beat
wasn't
a lot.
polarizing and all that.
Yeah, and you thought
I
Wemby
feel like
could...
Wemby was heading that way. Now, I think Wemby is going to be, and it's not LeBron's fault of his own, not Wemby's fault, but like LeBron is polarizing. Like you got people that love him, people that hate him. I think Wemby's going to now be kind of on that track because of what's happened in the playoffs. Secondly, his opponents now, the Knicks have given his opponents, and to a lesser degree OKC, kind of a way to deal with him. Like, he's still going to be great, obviously, but bang him. Get physical with him. Don't let him just roll to the rim for these lobs. Like, and so that is, I think, something as well. And then thirdly, these finals have exposed his flaws. Got to get stronger, and I'll leave it to you.
Yes.
Got to get stronger and got to get some post moves.
That's correct.
So, and I think all you got to do is go this summer and work on that, and you'll be much better for it.
This season, he had 4 more total paint touches than Isaiah Hartenstein. Hartenstein played 47 games and is the Thunder's 7th best offensive player.
Mm-hmm.
He averaged fewer post-ups a game this regular season than Tobias Harris or LeBron. Like, he was
All we
less
talk
than
about is LeBron.
Right. So the last thing you said was going to be one of the first things I said. One thing these finals have shined a spotlight on is I think he has 3 right now pretty obvious and very fixable flaws. Much more so like the 07 finals for Bron. In my opinion, he had one obvious flaw in his game. He was not a good jump shooter.
Right.
And the Spurs packed the paint. They shined a big spotlight on it. And it really took Bron, he won a bunch of MVPs before he became a good jump shooter. So you can have flaws and still be the best player in the league. But I think, so you mentioned strength. You mentioned an offensive package go-to move. I think at the top of that list, though, more than either of those, is conditioning. He is wearing
Don't you
out.
think some of that's the Spurs? You've said that before, and I agree with you, but I think
they're
a lot
not
of
getting
that's the
him
Spurs.
ready over the course of the year, and so he was unbelievable. He did everything you wanted him to do in that first quarter.
Loved it.
And was out of gas from that point forward. And I do wonder if the Spurs need to recognize, in a odd, very different player, Steph Curry-like way, the reason Steph never played the type of minutes at all of the other 12 greatest players ever did was because none of those other guys were doing what he was doing off the ball.
Right.
Like the running around, all of that. There might be an element of that with Wemby of like, hey, there is no great 44 minutes from him. And in fact, if you play him 44, you're going to get great 14 and mediocre 30. That it's capped at 38. I don't know what it is.
Or would you agree? Because I've said. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I've said if you play him closer to the basket,
then you'd be doing less.
We've always felt 7-footers don't have the stamina of a 6-foot point guard.
Mm-hmm.
And so can he play out on the floor like that on both ends for 40 minutes a night?
I don't think, and so, but whatever, certainly you need to play him more minutes in the regular season and then also figure that out. So I think those are, so it was conditioning, strength, offensive package. Because I don't think there's another guy in the discussion for best player in the world who, in the midst of his team blowing a 29-point lead, we wouldn't have felt like, okay, well, he's just going to go get a couple buckets. Maybe they lose it. But Wemby is not able to do that. The other thing that these finals, that the long tail of it will be, and to me, in each loss, it's gotten, the late mistake has gotten worse. In each game, he's made one, oh, man. And game 1 was the least egregious. Up, down 4, final minute, dribbles off his foot. Yeah. You know what I mean? That happens. That's
physical mistake.
Yeah, physical mistake. But again, he's dribbling out. But again, it was 4 points with a minute left, so it's huge. Game 2 is the one, that was the story of the game. This was a little bit of coaching, a little mental mistake, a little youth, but that pass plus the foul, that's the end of game 2. Again, we're talking about De'Aaron Fox knowing to dribble out the clock. Wemby recognizing it's a tie game, we can hold for the last shot, we don't have to push it. And then game 4 yesterday, this video is less exciting than the other ones, but KW's right about the second free throw.
Yeah, his form.
His form's off. He takes his hand off, and he's like watching it. Yep. So that brew, that will stick to him for at least the time being. how, barring something,
games.
the end of these finals games. And I don't think that's unfair. I think it's unfair to be like, guy doesn't have the clutch gene, he's a choke. Like, that would be unfair.
I think he's going to get a big, not that he won't get a full pass. He'll get a big pass because he's 22.
And he should.
Playoffs.
And he absolutely should.
Like you said, nobody looks back at 07 LeBron like, you know what I mean? It's like, got him there.
Can I add something? Was it game 2? Was the 12-0 run that the Spurs went on, and there was a shot of Wemby on the bench imploring the team to, like, get into it? Do you remember that shot?
I remember that shot. I don't know if it was game 2.
I was surprised I didn't see that shot last night. It was a
Well,
lot of, like,
what-
hey,
you're
turnover.
talking about during the timeout. Yes, that was game 2.
Turnover,
Yeah.
high five, like, hey, I'm surprised you didn't see, and so I would add leadership if there was a bonus on your 4 things. And I wonder if it's also a branch off your the Spurs play an egalitarian style of basketball. Hey, who's the leader? Well, sometimes Harper. He's a rookie, but we give him the ball. And our coach is young. And Castle won a championship at UConn. Yeah. And De'Aaron Fox is the leader. And Keldon Johnson's been the longest Spur. Someone needs to just gather the troops. And it's got to be him. But everything feels kind of
I think he's the
democratic.
leader. Like Castle said, he's their verbal leader. Yeah. But on the court, they play that way. That's why his numbers aren't. I mean, Jokic touches the ball every time down. It makes every offensive.
When I was looking at these
the
paint touches,
his
I'm like, my God,
like
Joker
that.
just paint touches and post-ups, everything. Joker just touches the ball more.
Yeah,
than any
and every possession. So,
All right, I'm dying to hear the answer to this question. The good news, Brew, the Spurs have been up double digits in every game. In fact, they've led within 2 minutes of every game at the end of the game. The bad news is they lost 3 or 4. Only one team has ever come back from a 3-1 hole, famously. Brew, could one more team come back from a 3-1 hole? Do you have any faith left in San Antonio?
I do have some faith left. Not a ton. They're probably done. I was 3 toes down when they were down 2-0. Yeah. Now they're down 3-1. I'm 1.5 toes down.
Question. At halftime, more toes?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Now, I didn't think it was over, but I was like,
oh, my goodness.
If they win this game, they have regained control of the series.
Oh, my, we'd be up there.
I remember even saying.
You would have been 10 toes, without a doubt, if they had won this game.
I said, even the Knicks crawling back into it before it looked like they would win, I was like, this helps the Knicks. Like the Spurs, the Spurs just letting them kind of get back in it, even though they're going to lose game 4, is going. They're going to have some life. Yep. And I felt the same way for the Spurs earlier in the series. But look, it is just true that they have blown 2 of these games. Now I can't say that 100%. Because it was tied when Wemby made his mistake in game 2 at the end. And yesterday, was somewhat in the balance. Or no, yesterday they should have absolutely won.
Yes.
Okay. So they should at the very least be 2-2. And they gave away game 3 to some degree. So they could be 3-1. I think I've been saying they're evenly matched teams. The Spurs have had long stretches of just outplaying them. And obviously the Knicks have 2 coming back. So the question is, can they get over this incredible collapse?
And the answer to that is no.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. But I like what I'm hearing from them. I like and I guess you can say they're saying the right thing.
Consistently excellent press conference.
But they're for a young team, quickly, they have to maintain They can never relax against this team. And they learned that last night. But for them to maintain focus for 48 minutes for the next 3 games straight for a team this young is incredibly difficult. So, like I said, they're probably done, but I got 1.5 toes down.
I think they're as done as any team ever that was down 3-0 has been. They are done. Because even if, and it is a big if, they are able to get over the most historic collapse in finals history. I don't know, Dust, if we have the graphic. There have been 23 games where a team in the finals led by look at this, up 20.5 in finals history. It's not that the other 22 teams won. They all won by blowout. every team in finals history to be up by double digits, all won by at least 10, and won by an average of 21. They lost. So it's not only that they have to get over that. The reason they are dead is because of what this win did for the Knicks. The Knicks, whatever puncture of the invincibility finally losing caused, this comeback is like they're on another 13-game winning streak right now. I think you are about to see a Knicks team. Josh Hart is going to live and die for OG Anunoby the rest of this series because he said he saved him from a lifetime of regret. You know what I mean? The Jose Alvarado was playing for 175 people in New Orleans 4 months ago. Now he's hitting clutch shots in the finals in the fourth quarter. Brunson and Towns can see everything they've all worked for their whole lives in front of them. And OG might be the finals MVP. Like, the Knicks are going to play at a level, I believe, at least one time the remainder of this series where nobody's going to be able to beat them. I firmly believe that.
I'm at 3 toes.
Are you? 3?
I'm at 3 toes. Hey.
KW
You
thinks
were
the Spurs
convinced
are winning
yesterday.
Game 5. He believes the
Well,
Spurs
if,
are
look,
definitely.
if they win Game 5,
Well, there we
that
go.
changes a lot.
Well,
Because
they'll win Game
they know
5.
they can come into the Garden and win.
Emotional letdown
I'm
for the
with you,
Knicks.
though. I'm picking them for the 5th straight game.
I think the Spurs crowd's going to be catatonic.
OG inbounds, not guarded, tip in a win. Here was how his post-game press conference started. Take a listen.
You just hit the game-winning shot in an NBA Finals game in front of your home crowd. How does that feel?
It feels cool. I mean, everyone's pretty excited. I'm excited too.
He's literally the best. How are you going to remember OG's shot historically?
I don't think we're going to have to remember it.
Oh.
Because it's going to be a statue outside of Madison Square Garden.
Really?
Not enough statues outside the Garden.
I know, but there's...
And you think that'll be the...
I think there will be... I think this team will have multiple statues, and I am giving the Knicks a free idea to chart new statue ground.
Love it. Let's hear it.
The first ever, what I would call, doubleheader statue, where on one side is OG making the block, and on the other side is
like
him with
90
the tip
feet
in.
away?
Is tip in,
I
but
like
it's the
that.
same statue. It's like they share a back. It's like OG facing this way blocking, OG facing this way tipping it in.
I mean, it's very interesting.
Shay just laughed at me, but it's an awesome idea.
That's ambitious.
It's an awesome idea.
lot of real
But I
estate.
do think this will be, if they win the championship, this will be a statue outside of Madison Square Garden. I believe that. But go ahead.
That'll be interesting. I mean, like you said, they don't have statues out there. There's
Thank
no
goodness.
Patrick Ewing, Walt Frazier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Statues make it tough to get in. But it's the best, assuming they go on and win the championship. It is the greatest shot in Knicks history. And I know we all talk about the Willis Reed jump shots in 1970, Game 7. And those were huge. But, Willis had 4 points in that game. And they were early.
It was the first 2 points.
Yeah.
Two
and
baskets.
then he didn't score the rest of the game. This obviously was the game winner. And so I think it just has to be, breaks a 53-year drought, has to be the greatest shot in Knicks history. And then I just think it's one of the most iconic shots in NBA history. Like, I think of, and I'm not saying these are the top 4 or whatever, but ones that come to mind.
I love this.
Obviously, the LeBron block in 2017.
Yes.
So
16.
plays, 2016 against Golden State. Ray Allen shot, Miami Game 6 against San Antonio, 2013. Jordan shot against Utah, 98 to end his second
That was a good
comeback. And this, I think,
You didn't mention the Kyrie shot, which surprised me a little bit. But is it just because LeBron's play was the play
Yeah,
of the
I think
game?
LeBron. Yeah, and Kyrie's shot was obviously incredible. But I feel like iconic kind of means things that are resonating people's minds. So I think people think more of that block than the actual game-winning shot by Kyrie. So I just put this up there with all those.
I think it is. If I think post the last decade of the NBA. LeBron, the block and Kyrie shot was 2016. I think the most iconic single shot is Kawhi's series winner. The double
Against
with Toronto.
Philadelphia?
Against Philly. The Game 7 double bounce.
Yep.
I think that's the most iconic single shot in the NBA in the last 10 years.
This would pass that.
I think this passes that. Yeah.
Definitely.
I think it's the most, I think it is, there has not been a single final shot that sticks out to me. There's the lob from Drew to Giannis. Late in that game, but that wasn't like that wasn't 1 second left. This to me is, and there aren't this isn't a buzzer beater, I know technically, but there aren't a lot of, finals game-winning buckets even, in the last 3 seconds in the history of the finals. This is, and the way he did it. Can I ask you one question before you go?
Yeah.
If we run it again, I think it's really interesting that Brunson could have he's so open, Brunson could have just passed it to him. He has a wide open shot. He's asking for the ball. He's asking for the ball. But if he does, maybe he makes it and then it's fine. But if he does that, they don't have time for the putback. This was the other thing, and Kenny made this point.
It was an early shot.
Well, Kenny made this point, and Chuck killed him for it, but he was right at the start of the Inside the NBA. It did remind you a bit of the problem with the Spurs Game 2 end when, I almost said Tony Parker, when De'Aaron Fox just dribbled and waited, and then Wemby took it as time expired.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They didn't give themselves the chance for their version of something like this.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'll tell you why I love this shot. I like when iconic moments line up with the player's aura, let's say.
LeBron's block is in that category.
Yeah, LeBron is obviously the all-time leading scorer, but his versatility will always remember, can play all the positions, and his most famous play was block. Jordan was, you know what, and I know he's at Paxson and Kerr, has famous shots too, but he's like, I'm going to win this by myself, and even push up a little bit. And this is OG, who has quietly, as we saw from his press conference, under the radar, I'll just do a little bit of everything. I'll get the block on De'Aaron Fox to maybe save the game. I'm not giving up, and I'm going to try my hardest, and have a tip-in. You can call it a shot. It's certainly the most famous tip-in, but it's not it's an unconventional shot, not like Reggie Miller's shot in the Garden, Larry Johnson's
Jim
shot.
Valvano game.
Yes.
The most famous tip-in since.
But even that was grabbed and put back,
Right.
Yeah.
So it's all time. It's an iconic.
Lorenzo Charles.
Yeah. Excellent.
No one fed me that, actually. I had that.
No one's claiming that. The doc protests too much.
Coming
up next, the most inspirational and motivational segment in all sports, featuring Dax McCarty, our World Cup expert. Next on First Things First.
And a German guy makes an appearance.
Live from New York, it's the show that is counting down to World Cup kickoff. Welcome, Dax McCarty. You made your 3 o'clock debut yesterday. This is your first AM debut.
In studio. He's been on the show prior to yesterday.
But never in the morning.
Yeah, you said debut yesterday.
I got my coffee mug.
But debut in studio
His
yesterday.
mug makes him official.
Oh, that doesn't say Dax underneath
Very pleased. It does.
Yeah, it says McCarty.
It's like the locker room.
You used to stay wild.
Cheers.
I really
off to a roaring start. Dax will be here all the way through the final. Welcome. Did not bring pastries today.
I had one yesterday.
What did you have?
Little chocolate pastry.
Oh,
a little French pastry.
It was French. No, Italian.
Second hour of First Things First.
Wow.
Today, did we watch a historic comeback or a historic collapse? We'll only pick one. Meanwhile, is the U.S. men's national team in a must-win Friday against Paraguay? We discuss. But right now, Dax, it's time for the most motivational segment in all of sports, the Bud List. It is also a time where we open up our mailboxes, sometimes physically, sometimes digitally. A lot of times just physical mail. And
does Dax
read some letters.
understand the culture of this?
Yeah, he's a sharp guy.
Yeah,
because it's a little different.
It's pretty basic.
If you don't, you'll
fans
think it's
write
crazy.
into the show.
I got it.
Christina goes to the post office. talks to the Postmaster General himself. He gives her a bag of letters. She comes back here like Santa. I pick one at random and read it. And that's how it basically works.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
He's going to bring out some little miniature figurines. Just go with it.
I've
Just
had
go
this
with
little
it.
thing here. I'm
Just
not
go
bringing
with
it out. It didn't work. It bummed. Go ahead. Dear Wilds, love the show. And love the new time slot and the contributions of World Cup expert Dax McCarty. Wow, that's
Wow. That makes
Are
me
you
happy.
guys pounding coffee or anything for the earlier wake-up time? Thanks, Ryan and Brian. Well, thank you, Ryan and Brian. I appreciate you asking. I did get a little bit early on the Java this morning. Yeah. And, of course, we're always looking to make a few extra bucks on the show. So we're happy to introduce our newest invention / product called, dun-dun-dun-dun, it's called Cold Brew. There it is. I got a little bit nervous there. I got
nervous as well.
I got nervous. Oh, here it is. That's why.
Yeah.
Wow. I love it.
Looks
May I?
outstanding.
It's plant-based, too.
It's not plant-based.
No, it's coffee.
I mean, it's coffee is plant-based, if that's what
coffee.
you need.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Bro, coffee
Trust,
is plant-based.
mushrooms and all that in there.
No, there's not mushrooms.
RZA, or whatever they call it.
RZA.
RZA was
Rise.
performed at halftime yesterday.
It's mushroom coffee.
No, it's
Bro,
not.
why do you keep saying
It's my drink. I know what it is.
It's not mushroom
It's
coffee.
cold mushroom coffee, and it's great for
All
you.
right,
That's how I
give it a
got rid
try.
of most of that belly that Cowboy Brew had.
Now I don't need. Now we're gonna get sued. I don't think you can target fat deposits on your body.
All right, time for the Bud list.
Thank you, Wow.
That was a disaster.
You put effort into that. I appreciate it. All right, here we go. Speaking of effort. Number 3, Christian Pulisic. All right, look, 27 years old, smack dab in the middle of your prime, the best American player on earth in terms of soccer, and on the trajectory to be maybe the best American player, period. Been a rough year.
Yep.
Right? You had injuries. AC Milan kind of derailed that season. You went in this slump, 21 straight games for Team USA without scoring a goal. But you broke out of it just in the nick of time. And if you can lead Team USA to a deep run. Now, we've been eliminated, knocked out in the round of 16 the last 3 World Cups. If you can lead us on a great deep run, we're not even asking to win it. You're like, with a deep run, then maybe at the young age of 27, do you already solidify best American player ever? Christian, I love your name, and I believe in you. All right, at number 2,
It's amazing.
De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron, look, I'm old school. I'm about tough love. All right, so I know I came down on you hard earlier in the show for your 3 gaffes at the end of the game that contributed to the biggest collapse in the history of the NBA Finals. But you are a very good player, 2-time All-Star. He did hit a couple clutch buckets last night.
They're being forgotten
I give
about.
you that right. We don't forget about all that. But now is the time for redemption. Absolute redemption. And remember, and I brought this up, and I'm not trying to get you out of San Antonio because I think you're very good. But at some point in the future, maybe near future, they are going to move on from you because they're going to have to pay Wemby, Dylan Harper, and Stephon Castle. So this could be your only or one of your only chances to win an NBA championship. So you have to come and get redemption immediately in Game 5. You've struggled in these finals, shooting 38%. 2 games, you've been below 30%, and obviously you had some mistakes last night. But shake it off. Be the veteran leader they've called you to be. They brought you in to be, and play to the great potential that you have, and be the clutch player of the year that you were a few years ago. De'Aaron, yeah, I yelled at you, but I still believe in you. All right, and number 1, speaking of tough love, Wemby. Now, Wemby, you probably heard the phrase class is in session a lot. You're probably used to it, but it's usually you're the teacher. But now you are being schooled. I've said it. The NBA Finals it takes no prisoners. particularly when it comes to young superstars. And right now, you're being humbled. You are being humbled, all right? So you have to learn these lessons ASAP, all right? The lessons. One, Nick said it earlier, stamina. You got to get your stamina up. You got to be able to play more minutes. Talk to the Spurs. Forget that 30 minutes a game stuff. You have to get ready for the NBA playoffs by playing more minutes in the regular season. 2, strength. All right, the game is physical, as you're seeing, more physical in the playoffs than in the regular season. They let you play. Get in that weight room and get yourself a low post game. 3, mental toughness. Because you did choke last night in those free throws. I mean, you missed one, okay, it happens, but you missed both of them. You're too good for that. Maybe go see the Monks again this summer. You know, in between workouts, go see the Monks, get a little deeper and stronger mentally. So that is what you need to do, Wemby. Look, you do have a chance to make history. Now we know it is possible to come back from a 3-1 deficit. You guys have shown throughout large portions of games that you can be the better team in this series. So go out there and make history. And if you don't, then this summer come back stronger, better conditioned, better post moves, and even mentally tougher. And sky is the limit for you. So Wemby, I still believe in you.
Okay, excellent Bud list as always, Dax. This is your first appearance on the Bud list, and I hope you caught the vibe.
I sure did.
It's one part motivational, one part scolding sometimes. So you can go anywhere you want. Who would you like to motivate/scold?
Well, I'm going to motivate and scold Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the greatest players of all time. But, Brew, I think your Bud list, you got to flip De'Aaron Fox and Victor Wembanyama there, honestly.
Oh,
that was.
He's been dying to talk about De'Aaron Fox.
I've been dying to say that. Nobody cares about my opinion on basketball. I get it. But you got to switch
I knew he would love it.
I love that. I love that Pulisic is on that list because this is a massive tournament for him. But Mr. Ronaldo, Cristiano, your legacy is secure amongst the pantheon of greatest players of all time. Of course, we can always go back and forth with Messi, Ronaldo. Messi's the GOAT for me, but it's not just because of their accomplishments in the club game. It's also their accomplishments with their national teams. Cristiano Ronaldo is one of the greatest players that's ever lived. There's absolutely no question about that. That legacy is secure. But when he goes to sleep at night after he retires, if he does not have a World Cup, he can say all he wants that he is the GOAT, and I guarantee you Cristiano says it. He says it publicly. He will celebrate it to anyone who will listen. But he'll know in the back of his head that he isn't in that conversation with Lionel Messi if he does not secure a World Cup title. And it's not just all on him. Of course, it's on the supporting cast. I can go down the list of wonderful players, great players who have never won a World Cup. George Weah, George Best, Ryan Giggs. But the difference between those guys and Cristiano Ronaldo, the supporting cast wasn't good enough to help them even get to a World Cup. None of those players even played in a World Cup. Cristiano Ronaldo is about to play in World Cup number 6. And let me tell you something about his supporting cast. It is one of the best in the entire tournament. If you can make an argument that Portugal and the talent that they have is second to maybe France.
Really?
So I don't want to hear about Cristiano Ronaldo needing more support, more help. They have the best midfield in the entire World Cup. You have Bernardo Silva, Vitinha, João Neves, Bruno Fernandes, all 4 midfielders playing at a world-class level, providing service. Cristiano, you'd have no excuses. We showed the clips against Nigeria yesterday, and it's almost like the Monstars went and zapped all of his powers. This is his bread and butter right here. Cristiano, that is why you are on the field for Portugal. You score those goals in your sleep. That's just not good enough. And so his World Cup legacy is fundamentally, absolutely on the line. His ego won't let him come off the bench. I would prefer him to be in a super sub role. I would prefer him to be able to be on the bench, come into a game if they need a goal. And this type of stuff, that ball was a little bit behind him, but the Cristiano Ronaldo of a couple of years ago buries these. A couple of World Cup stats. I know people love stats. Cristiano Ronaldo, he has scored in the most World Cups all time. Scored in 5 World Cups. Fantastic. He has 8 goals in the World Cup. All of those goals have come in the group stage. He hasn't scored 1 goal in the knockout round. You got the clutch gene. He's had the clutch gene for his club teams. He's won multiple Champions Leagues, Premier League titles. He's won everywhere he's been. but he has not had the clutch gene in the World Cup. And Portugal, he's made the semifinal one time. He has never made a World Cup final. The most he's gotten since 2006 has been back to a quarterfinal. You want to be considered the GOAT? You want to have your Portuguese legacy secure in world football? You have to show up. You have to perform. You have to be the player that you were when Portugal was dominating and winning things. But the World Cup, that is where the biggest players and the biggest stars are made. The pressure's on Cristiano.
Wow. Man, excellent.
That's an
That's a heck of a Bud List debut. Outstanding.
It was hard to follow you up.
That was you did it. You did it. That was great. That was great.
Okay. It's time now for the Sports Media Ombudsman. Now, also, between inspiring players and occasionally motivating players or, scolding players, we also just randomly do a Sports Media Ombudsman.
Yeah.
He scolds media.
So this is a little media and a little fan that we're going to discuss here. So I'm a millennial.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Born in
You're a
1984.
grandfather.
I'm a grandfather. I'm also a millennial. Born in 1984. I think millennials an underrated generation, particularly compared to, really any of them. I think it might be the GOAT generation.
This is the millennial side of the table.
With that said,
that's the first time I've
never heard that.
Yeah, I understand.
I've never heard it. Tom Brokaw's talking about that.
With that said, problem millennials have. I think young people call it gatekeeping. I call it being a hipster. Nowadays, you hear the word hipster, you think people are drinking fancy coffees
Mushroom
in Brooklyn.
coffee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's not what hipster meant to me when I was growing up. Hipster was this person. Loved a band when they were playing for 75 people in a free admission. But then all of a sudden they got a big break, they became popular, and those people are like, you weren't a fan before. That's my band. That's what a hipster was.
Okay.
Don't be a soccer hipster. Don't be somebody. The World Cup is the greatest tournament in sports.
Preach.
Of course, there are people that live and die with professional football, soccer, year-round. Those people, for them, this is their Christmas and only comes once every 4 years. Of course, this tournament is for them. There are also folks who can't name 5 players in this tournament who are excited to watch it. If you are one of the former, do not condescend to one of the latter. Open the tents up and embrace this tournament for what it is. Not only the world's greatest tournament, but a very unique blending of international cultures, the likes of which has been best demonstrated by some German fella named Freddie on Twitter.
Oh, this guy's just dominating.
This German fella, Brew, flew into Atlanta to watch his German soccer team play and then decided, I'm driving through the South and I'm going to take you on the tour with me. And guess what? He loves it. Atlanta, it's so green, it's crazy. Feels like you're in a forest the whole time, says Freddie, our German friend. He keeps going. Our last 2 stops were leaving Atlanta. Some Stranger Things filming locations, the MLK National Historical Park. Can't get that in Berlin. He's on his way to. Why is every second comment telling me to go to strip clubs? Is this normal activity to do in America? It may be. So you're going to Atlanta to Houston, sure. Found a German village in the mountains of North Georgia.
That won't surprise me.
I feel right at home. He also loves Taco Bell and Wendy's and all this.
Buc-ee's.
Dude, LMAO, this is a gas station? Oh, that's right. He is having the time of his life. And this is what really, this last one warmed my heart. He talked about how beautiful the place he's staying is. Fairhope, Alabama. It's just like, hey, stumbled upon a small town in America, I'm loving it. That's what this tournament's about. You got people coming from all over the world. It's held in the U.S. It's the second time in my lifetime, first time since I was a little kid. Everybody celebrating the sport and celebrating all these people coming together, whether you're a diehard soccer fan or not.
Excellent. Shout out to Freddie.
Good job.
Yeah.
Bonus take, even though we're tight on time, still going to get in the bonus take.
Yeah.
On the Bud List bonus take, France. France first matchup against Senegal. We're thinking about going to that game in New Jersey on Tuesday. We just saw basketball's #1 Frenchman melt down in the metropolitan region. Now they're playing Mane, veteran. I'd be worried about it. Bonus take. France, you're on the Bud List. Real take. Lamine Yamal. Guy's only 18. Everyone's saying, you know what? Might be the best player in the entire tournament. Maybe. And the odd part is, there is a historical precedent for being a teenager and dominating the World Cup. Most notably, Pele. He was pretty good for Brazil when he was 17 or 16? 17.
But Mbappe
did it when he was 19. So now it's Yamal. One issue here, and I've been spotting this across sports, and I don't know what's going on. Year of the hamstring.
Yeah.
Yamal hurt his hamstring taking this penalty kick in April. So Barcelona shuts him down. Like, well, maybe he'll pop up for some big events. Like, nope. Didn't play in El Clasico against Real Madrid. He's back to training, but is he 100%? I don't know. I never know with a hamstring. So, Dax, I want to believe, but I do not believe in hamstring technology.
Wait, but there's been major developments there. You know who else hurt their hamstring in April?
Luka?
OG Anunoby.
Yeah.
How's he looking?
Right.
Well, he looks
Maybe he turned around the hamstring karma.
It's a great take.
Thank you.
Every other hamstring doesn't heal.
Exactly. OG's did. He's hitting the huge
J-Dub
shots.
doesn't heal.
No.
Pop up and go back. Luka went to Spain. Yamal's from Spain.
That is the most valuable hamstring in the World Cup.
So what do you think? There's some talk like, hey, you don't. Their first game, Cape Verde, Monday in Atlanta.
They don't need him for that.
Like, sit him for that?
Yes.
We're not going to see him till
absolutely
knockout
wait.
round?
Yeah, they got plenty of time. In a fairly easy group, just make sure he's okay for the knockouts because that's when you want to see the best player.
Okay, countdown to Mexico, South Africa on Fox. We're at 3 hours, 37 minutes, 31 seconds. Fans are starting to fill into Stadium Azteca.
Youngest player in the whole tournament plays for
Well, more. He's going to score today, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Roberto Mora.
Okay.
Let's see some highlights later, man.
Coming up next, more First Things First with Al. Welcome back to First Things First, early edition of First Things First. We're on at 10 a.m. All the way through the finals of the World Cup. We're looking at Lionel Messi in Kansas City. World Cup kicks off today, 3 o'clock on Fox. We'll see Messi in action Tuesday, 9 p.m. on Fox when Argentina takes on Algeria.
If for some reason we get Bron to stop by KC, we'd have 3 goats in town at once. Oh my.
Al Harrington here with us to talk about the largest blown lead in NBA Finals history. Charles Barkley didn't mince words after the game. Take a listen.
We saw the dumbest basketball team in the history of civilization. Oh, wow. We saw they had a 25-point lead, took eight straight threes. Like, they thought to get, like, that was some of the most mismanaged, stupid basketball. Hey, when you blow a 29-point lead, the other team has to help you. The San Antonio Spurs helped the New York Knicks win this game by doing some of the stupid stuff I've ever seen on a basketball court.
All right, Al, caveat on this question. You can't say both. Was this more of a historic comeback or more of a historic collapse?
Well, before we start, man, like New York's on fire right now.
Correct.
I wrote a song for you guys.
What?
I want you to sing with me, okay? You ready?
What?
Start spreading. Come on, Wiles.
Wrote this
the Knicks
song.
are 1 win away.
Oh, my.
Come on, Wiles.
He doesn't have the lyrics.
Don't be a part of it. Come on. New York.
New York.
New York.
Hey, here we go, man. Hey, it was so
Also
crazy
some
in New York.
financial implications.
Yeah, we gotta be careful about that. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
Listen, New York was crazy. I was at a viewing party yesterday at Central Park, and I couldn't even get an Uber back to the hotel. I had to walk from Central Park all the way back to 35th Street, and New York was nuts. They was
Bad
lighting
beat
off
for the person standing behind Al
firecrackers,
and you.
fireworks. It was nuts yesterday.
Yeah.
But listen, the Knicks is our time. It's our destiny. You know, the basketball guys are taking care of us. They putting the perfect team in front of us for sure.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yesterday was a trap game to me, right? In the league, like when we would play certain teams or certain players specifically like that, you know, if they hit their first 2 threes, we always rooted for that because if they hit the first 2 threes, they would just keep pulling and they would forget about their mid-range game or playing downhill. And I think that's what happened to San Antonio yesterday. They hit all those threes in the first half. I thought we had them right where we wanted them the whole time because I knew we were going to make some form of a run. And when you have that type of a big lead on the road, it's tough to hold that lead.
You were confident at halftime?
I swear, I just felt like if we made any kind of a run being that they were a young team and playing with that type of a league, you start getting a little tight because it's like, I can't figure out how to stop this run. And obviously they kept shooting threes. They took threes early in the shot clock. They were missing. And then you see what happened. It was the collapse happened.
Well, it's interesting you say that because watching the game, I mean, and they're racking up. They're at 60 points and 70 points. Yeah. And then early, I'm like, man, it's 9.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Like, I did feel like, man, just get this game over with, but it felt like it was going so slow.
It was.
Because I was like, it just felt like almost like the Spurs were getting bored because it was just so easy, but there was so much time left. And you knew the Knicks were going to make some type of run, and obviously we saw what happened. To answer your question, Wilds, I got to be honest, like, it will be remembered as a historic comeback because it's the Knicks, because it will likely be their first championship in 53 years. It's New York, and New York lore is going to trump San Antonio lore. All right, so San Antonio to be remembered as a collapse.
Well, what
but
do
New
you
York,
think? Forget how it'll be remembered.
For me, it was clearly a collapse.
Yes.
And giving credit to the Knicks, of course, but there's no Charles Barkley is absolutely right. You can't come back from 29 down without the other team helping you. I don't care what. Like you said, they're taking quick shots. Just take a little time. Stay aggressive, but work the clock a little bit. They did none of that. And so it absolutely was a collapse.
So the two biggest NFL playoff from a margin comebacks of my lifetime, not my lifetime, my adult lifetime, are 28-3 Patriots in the Super Bowl, and the year the Chiefs won their first Super Bowl, down 24-0 to the Texans. 28-3 was a Patriots comeback with a couple unfortunate moves by Atlanta, but it was a lot of Patriots excellence. 24-0 was the Texans doing some of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen a team do. They did a fake punt with a lead. They fumbled a kickoff. Which is why this to me is more Texans than Falcons. This were more the Knicks. Yes, Brunson was clutch because he is clutch. And OG is an unbelievable start to finish game, and then the ending kick. But the Spurs just needed to have 5 straight minutes of competent basketball, and the Knicks wouldn't have been able to do it. And this is where what will, for at least the short term, stick to Wemby. I'm not even talking legacy-wise. I mean as far as who he is as a not yet fully formed player is because of where the flaws in his game are. You can't just be like, go get us a bucket and calm this crowd down.
Yeah.
And I've been the way you could with any of the other guys that we talk about as the best player in the league. I'm not saying those teams can't collapse. They can collapse, but it's not going to be because Joker can't get a bucket, or Shea can't get a bucket, or Luka can't get a bucket. It might be for other reasons. And Wemby in that second half could not get a bucket. And Castle in the fourth quarter couldn't get a bucket, but made all his free throws. Wemby in the fourth quarter, I think 8 for 8 in the fourth quarter, was Castle at the free throw line.
He's clutch.
And you could see that he's won a championship. I know it was college, but this to me was, Fox made a mistake. I thought Mitch Johnson, what did you, I read it as Mitch Johnson froze. I think he couldn't believe what was happening and forgot he was an active participant in it. What did you make of Mitch Johnson not calling timeouts and calming everything down?
I feel like, when you have a lead like that, you are just really trying to just, fill out the flow of the game, right? I think, even when we think about game 2, right, we thought he should have called a timeout then.
Yeah.
It just seems like it's just he's young as well, right? He's still trying to figure it out himself. And, I think sometimes, with all the craziness in the stadium and everything, you kind of get wrapped up in it all. And, and I think that comes from experience, because obviously he had a timeout that he could have called there. But I just really, with the players, there's a such thing as basketball IQ. right? And to your point, like, I feel like they bought Fox there and they gave Fox that huge contract, right, to come in and kind of fill some of the void that Wemby has, right? Yeah. And when you look at it, and I don't mean to kick a man while he's down, but he was the biggest culprit of anybody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get that steal, it's 13 seconds left, and I know in your mind thinking like it's 13 seconds left, but you either dribble that out or you pump fake. They were going to foul. We had to foul in that moment, but you decide to try to lay the ball up on a 6'8" guy that's running full speed. It's just weird to me. And then the take foul was too early. Yeah. So it's just it's.
And you had him trapped. You had two defenders, and he was at the half-court line.
That's the guy. And another thing that I as I've been thinking about this and some of the conversations we've been having about it, when we keep hearing them talk about who's the leader of the team, and they keep going back and forth between the 22-year-olds, that's another weird thing to me. That's something that needs to be addressed. Because when you think about, like, I'll just give you, like, the Miami Heat for an example. Like, no matter how good playoff Jimmy was and Bam was and all that, if you say who's the leader of the team, Udonis Haslem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's something that they're missing. They have Mason Plumlee and all those guys over there, and you see them doing a lot of yapping, but for some reason, like...
So who should it be?
I don't know. That's why I'm not in that locker room. That's the thing. It got to be someone.
I thought it was supposed to be Harrison Barnes, but he lost his starting job to Champagny, and now he's getting DNP coaches' decisions. Like, I thought Barnes is like one of the longer tenured Spur. Maybe is he the longest tenured Spur?
Obviously,
I thought I heard Keldon was the longest.
Oh no, Keldon I think is but I thought he's a champion. And I thought it was supposed to be him, but now he's been marginalized to such a degree that I don't know.
Really quick before we're going to talk about the World Cup, and your song aside, are you giving the Spurs any chance?
To win the series? No. Okay. To win another game? Yes.
Okay. Basically, so you're saying Knicks in six.
Okay. Worst case.
Coming up next is the U.S. men's national team clicking at the perfect time. And I feel like we haven't talked enough about the fact that we've cleared the Rolling Stones.
I know. Yeah, that's great.
It's kind of a big deal. 1 day, 9 hours, 23 minutes to our first game against Paraguay. 9 o'clock on Fox. I've got Pulisic. What do you have for the score of this game? 2-0.
2-0.
Pulisic with a goal. Balogun.
Oh, U.S. Paraguay?
Counting down to USA Paraguay. 1 day, 9 hours, 19 minutes. Joining us now is our World Cup correspondent who is an expert. It's Dax McCarty. Dax, we're talking World Cup today. Our last two friendlies, we split. Senegal, we got the win. Germany, we lost, but as Kenny Atkinson say, we analytically won. We had more shots, more time possession. We just looked good. Do we expect, or are you expecting to see the best version of Team USA on Friday?
I am. And the first 15, 20 minutes of this game against Paraguay is going to be the most important of the entire group stage. Unless, of course, you need a result against Turkey, which I hope we don't. Maybe to win the group. But Paraguay, the friendly we played against them can tell a story. And it was a story of fight, scrapping, the scrap at the end of the game, the fact that the U.S. men's national team had to actually come together and show that they were a real group and show some grit and show some passion and some heart, which had been questioned. I'd questioned it before this game. I love seeing stuff like this because, of course, it's not great for the image of the game, but when you want to come together as a team, when people are questioning your will to represent the national team, that is what you have to show. And Paraguay, they know it. The U.S. know it. The U.S. are a better team. Paraguay knows that. They know what they're up against. They want this game to delve into chaos. If the game looks like that, Paraguay has the upper hand. U.S. men's national team needs to show that in the first 15, 20 minutes that they're going to suffocate Paraguay. An early goal would do so much to settle the nerves of everyone, analysts, fans, the team alike. That is going to be so important for the U.S. men's national team to set the tone from the beginning, show all the people, the supporters of the national team for a long time, and people that might be coming in, as Nick said earlier, that just come around for the World Cup, and they just want to show their patriotism and support the U.S. men's national team. Show them what they are going to see throughout the entire tournament in those 15, 20 minutes. If you set the tone in the first 15, 20 minutes and you show exactly how difficult you're going to make it for Paraguay, the U.S. men's national team is going to be able to, I think, control the game, put it on their terms, and their quality in the end will shine through. They should get 3 points.
I want to talk about Mauricio Pochettino because I think it's pretty clear he's the most high-profile manager this team's had as far as international reputation of my lifetime, and
no question
almost
about
assuredly
it.
ever.
Yeah.
I also think 3 months ago there was a little like, is this gonna work?
Yeah.
Like what Pulisic wasn't scoring, the team didn't look good. There was, I don't want to say infighting, but it seemed to be, a bit of sniping about, who's there, who's not there, how much people care, all of that. I think those were all fair.
He's like, I don't know if we have good enough players.
Right, and then he was like, the difference between us and the other teams is the other team has great players, and we don't.
We don't have a top
100
player.
Correct. It all felt very ominous. And then after the Senegal game, I was like, oh, I see. Like, it's all fine now.
Sure.
That is obviously prisoner of the moment. But there is something to breaking a lot of eggs in a quest of having something peak right at the right time.
Your delicious omelet.
Right. And I do think the three halves, the Senegal game plus the first half of Germany, made me feel like there was a method to his madness.
Correct.
Do you feel the same way? And that form that we showed again, that game and a half, I think that's good enough to beat anyone in the group, obviously, but also be a real competitor once you get out of the group stage.
Sure, I absolutely agree. And I've been critical of Pochettino because I haven't liked all the tinkering, especially so close to the World Cup. If you were to ask me right now, what is the U.S. men's national team's best 11 or starting 11? I couldn't tell you because we haven't seen them on the field. And so it is conceivable that the lineup that we see tomorrow against Paraguay is the U.S. men's national team best team in Pochettino's eyes, and that will be the first time that they are playing together, which is almost unheard of. It's almost unthinkable. But to your point about breaking eggs, that's the best thing Pochettino could have done. He came in here and he said, there is no guaranteed starter on this team. I don't care where you play. I don't care what your history is. I don't care what your past is. And your point about a little bit of the infighting, like there was a big thing about Christian Pulisic not playing in the Gold Cup, saying that he wanted rest. And so now I'm okay with that. I wasn't at the time. But if Christian Pulisic has a great tournament, a great World Cup, and he does what he is supposed to do, no one's going to care.
Yeah.
Specifically me, I'll say, you know what, Christian? Great decision. But at the time, it bothered me because I want to see our players
and I think
have
it bothered
pride
Pochettino at the time.
It did, and that's good. And I'll make the argument that Yunus Musa, one of our most talented midfielders, a young kid who had a great 2022 World Cup, he is not on this team because he did the same thing. And now he hasn't been able to show good form over in Italy for his club teams, and Pulisic has. But Pochettino, he's no nonsense. And that's the Argentinian in him that says, no position is safe with me. All the players have now this expectation that they could play, they could contribute. It doesn't matter about the name on the back of the jersey. It just really matters about the crest.
All right, let's zoom out past Friday's opener. Mexico, South Africa today at 3. South Korea, Czechia at 10 right here on FS1. 2 of 104 matches on Fox and FS1 through the final in New Jersey. Who do you think will be raising the trophy during the final in New Jersey?
Well, I've been saying Spain, and I'm going to stick with them. I know, Yamal, you talked about his hamstring. I'm obviously banking on that being fine. But I just feel like they last few World Cups, they haven't played well or gotten as far as they want to. But they're the reigning European champions. So I just think Yamal is really going to showcase himself in this tournament and lead them.
Which he needs to.
Yeah.
This is his time. And he has been a superstar since he was 16, 17 years old. So he's young, relatively speaking, in life terms and soccer terms, whatever. But in terms of his experience, the expectations on his shoulders are absolutely massive. And Spain is absolutely a favorite. I'm going France.
Yes, let's
France
go.
has... You could pick a French national team with 3 or 4 different starting 11s in terms of their attacking profiles, the different attacking players they have, and they would still be a top 4 or 5 national team talent-wise. Their depth is scary, and I still think they could potentially be on upset watch against Senegal in the first game. Wow. But even if they drop points, they're going to be fine because all they care about is getting to the knockout stages. France, they are going to lift the trophy for us.
Listen, What do you guys believe in over there?
Due dates.
You guys believe in?
Oh,
due
you're going to
dates?
England.
No, I'm not going to England.
It's not
you know
coming
what-
home?
You know what I believe in? The elements impacting sporting events.
Oh, you're going too hot?
You're going hot?
If it's hot, who do you think that benefits? Teams from England? No. Teams, from Mediterranean climate? No. Benefits the greatest soccer nation in the history of the world.
Dying for Brazil.
Brazil.
Here we go.
We were talking about Pochettino. I think you could argue they have the best manager in the whole tournament. And I
Yes.
think that you got some injury concerns. But I'm going Brazil. Is there, real quick, 10 seconds, is there a dark horse you like?
Morocco.
Wow.
They're playing Brazil Saturday.
Love Morocco.
I'm going to be there.
Wow.
Okay.